content itself. We were able to make a marketing campaign where we have with Straightway Consulting Motivational Mondays. We have polls that we ask and grant spotlight.
We are. Yep. You go.
Okay, we'll call, I'm going to do better this time, I promise. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Andrew Moore.
Moorhead is present.
Whoa.
Sorry. David Denard.
Present.
Matthew Cox.
Present.
Susan Daughtry.
Present?
Sidney McLeod. Rebecca Smith.
Present.
Kamari Carter Green.
Present.
We have one.
So does everybody have time to look over the agenda?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything to add or? No? Okay. So do I have a motion to approve?
I move approval.
Second?
A second.
All right. The minutes from February
vote.
24th.
We have to vote.
Oh, we have to vote.
We also
Oh.
have to vote to approve the minutes.
Yeah, first you gotta do a vote, so you had a
Shall we
motion and a second.
vote? Everybody, who, do we?
All those in
All in
favor?
All
Say
in
aye.
favor? Aye. Those opposed,
See,
nay.
you
You're doing
messed
so
me
well.
up.
It really comes naturally after like 2 or 3 meetings, so you're doing okay. And then you guys will see in your packet, as always, there is the reminder about ex parte communication and the prohibition against conflicts. If you have any before you tonight, it shouldn't really be an issue, but today and now would be the time to disclose. Hearing none, I will sit down.
So now do we, is there anything added to the agenda? No? Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
You've already done.
I already did it, okay. Do
We did the agenda first, now we do the
Now
minutes.
you do the minutes.
Okay, oh, we're on the minutes, okay. Do I have a motion from the commission to approve the minutes?
All right, hold on, Madam Chair.
What?
When you do the minutes, you want to check to just make sure there's no revisions or anything, so.
Right.
Okay,
Usually they do a great job of kind of, capturing what was said
Right,
and took place in the meeting. Occasionally, though, members of the board will want to do a correction or something, so you always want to just be like, does anybody have any revisions or corrections? And hearing none, can I have a motion to approve? Just like
Okay.
that, okay?
so does anyone have anything to add? Do you need to have a motion to approve?
A motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll
And
second.
before we do the minutes, we're gonna do the conflict of interest.
We already
We
did
did
that.
that already.
He read
Okay.
that.
We already did
Okay.
that.
We're good.
Okay.
With that,
We just need to vote
ship
on
is
the
turning the right
minutes now.
direction.
Okay.
Do I have a vote for the approval of the minutes?
A motion.
Yeah, and seconded, just all in favor?
It all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, okay. I'll do this right one time. Okay, so public comments, there's nobody.
Seeing no members of the public
No
present, I think you're
members of-
safe.
Okay. So,
Do business.
no, they don't do that. Okay, so new business,
So,
do we?
yeah, no, if you'll, Isabel will come up and tell us.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. So today we wanted to talk to you about a modification to a facade improvement grant application from 412 Evans Street. So the eligible scope of work that they are applying for, now they have applied previously and been approved, but this is just an amendment to this to this application. The eligible scope of work for the Evans Street facade is power washing and chemical treatment to restore the stucco, the repair of the upper facade stucco, installation of a projection sign that would say Benny's Pizza Slice Shop, which there was a slight modification there. I think it originally said Benny's Pizza Shop or just Pizza Slice Shop. And the lowest estimate originally was about $7,462.15. And the amended application estimate is now $10,250,000. So the grant amount originally was going to be for $3,731.08, and the amended is for $5,120. On April 7th, 2026, the Design Review Committee met and spoke with the applicant and recommended approval to the HPC. So here you'll see the current state. So there will be new signage and awning and power washing that storefront. This is the proposed projection sign that says Benny's Pizza Slice Shop with its dimensions. And this is the new signage and awning proposal. Like I said before, the DRC recommended approval of the application, and in staff's opinion, the proposed work is in compliance with the design guidelines. All right. Any questions?
So we had a certain amount designated for these FIG things. This does not in any way affect, it doesn't get us close to the max, right? We've got plenty of money in the budget for this?
Correct. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll move approval of the revised FIG grant. Or am I moving it to recommend it to the city manager? Is that what I'm moving?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to recommend approval of the modified fee application to the city manager.
Okay. Yeah. So I
I'll second it.
Great.
need discussion.
You ready to vote?
So it's been moved and properly second.
Yes.
So we all agree? Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Co-chair.
Okay, fantastic. And I'll hand it over to Shantae now.
Great job.
Okay. So,
Now we're hearing from Shantae.
do I?
Now we're going to hear from
Okay.
Shantae.
Did you want to read the item? If not, I'll just keep on going.
No, that's okay.
Okay. This item is to revise the commission's rules of procedure. Rules of procedure are essentially setting your item order, how you conduct business, when you have certificates of appropriateness. Your rules of procedure were revised about 2023, so they're fairly modern, but there's just a couple of changes. In your packet, you received a red line version, and then you received the final version. So I'm just going to go through the three pretty easy things. The Planning and Development Services Department has changed name, so we're just going to update it. The other one, and this has been talked about quite a bit, is dissolving the Publicity Committee. That is one that's been around forever, but with the new expectations with board and commission members and your ability to communicate, it really kind of nips that in the bud. And so it's a good way for us to spread members out to some of the other committees. So that's why we're going to dissolve that. And then the last one, very easy, we just want to move the public comment period up to the top like we did last night, so that if someone does want to come and talk, they don't have to sit through COAs, which can be very long. And so, two things. You are required to have 2 readings, so tonight will qualify as your first reading. I'll be happy to take any comments, any suggestions that you see, and then from there, I will bring it back to your May meeting for adoption. So if you have any questions or any changes, I'm here to hear those.
Anybody? Everything looks fine to me.
Okay, thank you. And so we don't need a vote. This is, again, this is just the first reading.
Right.
Okay? All right, fantastic.
All right. Okay,
Committee reports.
so, do we have committee reports tonight?
The only one that you have, Design Review Committee met, and that was in association with the FIG grant that you just did. We'll take Publicity Committee off next time, and the Selection Committee has not met either.
So are there announcements?
No, I will just say that we've met now, I guess, again, since the prior meeting of the guidelines revision process, and that's progressing nicely, I think. So, just saying, it's ongoing. I'm sure I forget when we're gonna come back and talk about it. It's like
Yeah,
Towards
the
the
next meeting
fall,
will be May 13th, so that'll be your next meeting. The task force is going to continue to meet so June, we're going to take July off, August, and then we'll tack on an additional meeting if we need to. So that's progressing nicely. We're getting feedback. And again, this will eventually, the whole document will come back before the commission for adoption. So this is transparent, so you will eventually see. Right now, this is just more of the fine tuning work.
What is the composition of the publicity committee? Who are the members on that committee?
Okay, I may not be good with names. We have Jeremy Russell from ECU, Michael Moore, who's a general contractor, Kamari, right beside of you, Andrew, right beside of you, Kyle McAdams, which is a landlord in the district. We had a student from ECU who I cannot remember his name. Ben James. And we also have someone from Greenville Museum of Art. Fernanda Newman. I think that's it, yeah.
So what was their function? I mean,
Their function, so we've hired Collier's Engineering. They are bringing draft sections to the task force. So we've had 2 meetings now. The first meeting was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think demolition and relocation, so revising those standards, make sure that they're in compliance with state law. I'll just say the design guidelines were adopted in 2014. There was a major change in North Carolina general statutes in 2020. So this is going to bring our standards in alignment with state law. And then last time we met, we did site features. So think of driveways.
we had a long conversation about planters.
Yes, we talked about planters, we
beds
talked about
and-
gazebos, so things like that. And I cannot, my best guess is next time, it's probably gonna start talking about like additions and what are your rules? How do you navigate when someone wants to do an addition to a historic home? And should somewhere, there's probably some other sections, it's just not coming to me, but we've been chopping those up. It's the same thing that's in your guidelines now, modernized or getting in compliance with state law. So that's essentially the work of the task force, is to work on the draft, and then it will come to the commission.
Right. Yeah, I would just say that in general, we're drawing a distinction between things that are requirements and things that are best practices and advice. And so
So clarifying, didn't we?
clarifying,
Wouldn't it?
simplifying.
Our guidelines right now are written rather permissive, and the state law now gives a much more defined road in which you can function. And then the biggest thing that's going to come out of this, hopefully, is it will be more user-friendly to the commission. It will be more user-friendly to staff, and it will certainly be more user-friendly to the public or someone who lives in the district when they come up with the idea, I want to build a garage. That it hopefully will be much more transparent, and here are the steps, here are the things you need to think about. This requires a COA, And also, there will be I'm just going to call it a pattern section, which is, it will break down the different architectural styles in the district, because we have a lot. And it will give like color palettes that are appropriate with architectural styles. It will show the types of doors that are appropriate, windows. So for example, let's say you live in a historic house, but you have a Lowe's door that was installed in 1992. You have no idea what the original door looked like. So there'll be a section where you can say, oh, it's a Craftsman bungalow. Okay, here are the kind of doors that are appropriate. So it's much more user-friendly if you don't know what you're doing, to be a how-to manual, but it also gives the commission guidance on these are the kinds of doors that are appropriate.
It's
So
more
that'll be a
educational
big
for
part.
the public, for whomever, yeah, more educational.
Yes, transparency and hopefully making it easier to make decisions
Right.
and not sort of grasping at what you think would be appropriate.
I think the old was a little verbose as well, so we're trying to make it more navigable.
Right. And maybe more appealing for people that are interested in historical.
Certainly.
A little easier for them. Good, okay.
Thank you.
So are there any more comments or announcements?
If I may be so bold, this is not an announcement, this is a question. Currently, right now, you don't have anything on your agenda for May. Barring a COA, is the deadline passed? Okay, so the deadline's passed. Staff is more than happy to bring this back to you for your second reading, or we can push this till June. It's totally up to the commission, but this right here would be the only thing that you'll have on your agenda. Up to you.
You're being far too bold.
I mean,
Try
really
not to be
miss a
too
meeting?
bossy.
Yeah. I see no reason to meet just to have the second reading and the vote, so my own personal opinion is we can delay that discussion till June if we don't have any business other than
I
that.
agree with that. I see no harm in.
I see.
Anybody want to meet?
Yeah.
I like hanging out with y'all, but still.
Do you want
Okay,
to meet?
fantastic. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and say we will see you in June, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Nothing else from me. Thank you.
so,
All right.
Thank you.
ready for adjournment?
Yes, move to adjourn.
Second. Everybody okay?
Say yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. That was quick.
That was easy.